All right, this is Brent Leary live from Bermuda. It's kind of hard to believe. It's sunny and beautiful and breezy. We're here for the America's Cup, and sitting with me is the founder and host of CXO Talk, Michael Krigsman. Michael, thanks for joining me, man.
Hey, Brent, how you doing?
So we're both here for the America's Cup race, thanks to Oracle bringing us down. Have you ever been to this before?
I have been to America's Cup races, but I've never been to Bermuda.
And I see you're in the spirit of things. You got the shades going with the nice shirt.
Oh, you know, here we are in the island, right?
You got to do as the Islanders do, right? So I didn't get a chance to see any of the events from yesterday. Did you get a chance? I know you were a little delayed too.
I was delayed, but I saw the race yesterday afternoon.
Okay, so give us your impressions, your America's Cup hosting impressions of the race yesterday.
Well, it's pretty incredible to see how these boats move, and essentially they're floating. So they're sailing, they're flying, connected to the water through. I'm not even sure what the term is for that. But when they move, they're above the water. So it's quite amazing.
Well, we just had a chance to sit in on a little tech talk that the folks from Oracle put together. And one of the things that stood out to me was the race was founded in 1851. And they said from the very beginning, the race was about technology. That just struck me. What did you think about that?
Well, the technology definitely plays a key part. And there have been different technology generations, of course, because back in the beginning you had wooden boats. And then you had, there were different types of composites, ordinary hull boats, and now of course they're the catamarans. And so the core technology of the kind of boat has changed, but then you have different types of sails and sail shapes and materials like wood going ultimately to carbon fiber. So the technology is an integral part of it.
Look who said we can't put you on air right now, but we got Mr. Vinny with the ginger beer, which is, by the way, it was really good.
Oh, I've got to try ginger beer.
Yeah, we're recording, but that's okay. Yeah, we're just having a conversation. Too bad you came out late, man. I would have mic'd you up. We were just talking about the race and some of the things that we heard this morning during the tech talk. And the thing that strikes me is they have more information, and they have data science involved now. They have tons of information.
And material science.
Material science. And so it definitely seems like technology, it played a role in the beginning, but it seems like it's even a bigger role now with all that's available to them.
Well, he said during the tech talk, that they collect a gigabyte of data each day, and they have sensors embedded in the carbon fiber. And at night they do an analysis and data, and they look for exceptions or incidents, I think was the term he used.
Yeah, and it's really interesting because it seems like they have multiple races during the day, and they're able to take that information and overnight change strategy and try to apply the information that's available, the data that's available, apply it overnight so they can make an impact the next day for the races.
Yeah, it is a very agile, data-driven organization, to use the buzzwords of our time.
Give us your impressions just overall about how this modern technology is really affecting pretty much everything. We're talking about boat races, but when you think about the connected devices and you think about data being collected in real time and decisions being made, how does what they talk about here kind of relate to everything we're seeing today?
Well, it's interesting. If you look at car racing, so Formula One, for example, it's very similar in that they're gathering data continuously, lots of data. And I'm not an expert in this, but I think that with car racing, one big difference is you've got the driver who's going around the track, who then is periodically coming in for a pit stop. And it's conceivable that the team may be able to quickly give the driver an update based on the data, whereas on the boat, those guys are really busy. Just doing the, grinding and doing the things that they're doing.
Right. Yeah, that is pretty amazing. So, last thoughts about some of the technology aspects of what we're about to see here. Are you surprised more about the way they use it or the way it's being applied now compared to just a few short years ago?
What I find just amazing is how modern everything is, in the sense of they're on the cutting edge of materials, of data, of hydraulics.
Design.
Would you be so kind and take one picture?
We're in the middle of recording something.
All right, okay.
Sorry
about that. But yeah, and it's design too, because they're actually using data to apply it to how they shape things, the design of the actual boats as well.
I mean, it really is not an exaggeration to say that this is a highly agile, data-driven organization, and it is a buzzword. But many organizations talk about that.
Yeah.
But these guys are doing it, and they said they spend, I forget the exact number, but a few hours every night for every hour on the water, looking at the video and analyzing the data, and then making adjustments on the basis of that, and it affects their performance.
Yeah. And it seems like what they do with sports and technology can really be applied in a lot of different ways to just other industries. Like you said, looking at the data, looking at video. I mean, being able to do that in near real time to make strategic adjustments that they will apply like the next day. I think that's where almost every kind of business, every kind of industry is pretty much going right now.
Yeah, no, it's true. And now this element of team, I think, is extremely important in this, because when you talk about businesses or organizations trying to be agile and be responsive and being quick, one of the key challenges is information sharing.
Right.
And in this case, there are no silos. There are no information silos. It's a close-knit team,
right.
And people from the different quote-unquote departments, the crew members, the hydraulics folks, the data folks, they're closely in touch. And so they have the tools and they have the data. And so when you have a team that's closely collaborating with the data and the right kind of tools and the skills and the competencies, you can win races.
And on that note, Michael, thanks again for hanging out. It's pretty cool. Looks like they're getting ready to kind of get close to race time. So any predictions you're going to think we're going to get to today?
We're here with Oracle, and there's no doubt Oracle's going to win.
There it is. And on that note, we'll end it right there. Thanks, man.
All right, thank you.